Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of the Grimaldo Group. My name's Angel Ramos, and with me today is Juan Grimaldo, the Juan. Is that correct?
The Juan and only.
And how are you doing, Juanito?
Terrific. How are you? I'm doing great, Angel. Thank you.
I'm doing good. You look like you've had like 5 cups of coffee today.
I know, right? I haven't even had one, so I'm gonna get one here shortly.
But you got a new look going because you got like the gray hair, kind of like me. You trying to follow my lead or what?
Yeah, I want to look as handsome as you. I don't think I can, but no, my daughter, she's going to school to be an esthetician.
Cool.
So she did a chemical peel, and she said, "Dad, you cannot shave for 3 weeks." So this is week 1 in a few days. So,
well, I think in February, if I'm not mistaken, is let your beard grow a month or something.
It's I think it's October or November.
We'll make it February.
But we just changed the trend. Now it's going to be February. So it's not here in Arizona. It's cold, so
Well, as long as your wife approves of it, that's all that matters. So
that's another thing. So my wife went to Mexico, and so they're going to see me and my face peeling off. I'm growing a beard. I'm like, this guy is freaking.
You look like the most interesting man in the world.
Yes, I do.
Thanks. But what's going on out there? The Super Bowl is coming to town.
Yes.
In a few days. That's 2 weeks from now.
In about 2 weeks, yes. I don't follow sports, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, the Super Bowl, and I know there's a lot of buzz about the event and a lot of events from that event. So it's going to be a busy town for the next few days. I don't know if I want to be in the traffic with you.
Yeah, well, it's going to be an interesting time, but nonetheless, a good and exciting historical day.
Definitely. A lot of people come here and for the first time, and they realize how beautiful our city and our state is. For those of you that don't know Arizona, or maybe know just Phoenix, there's a lot of beauty around here. So,
well, it keeps growing.
Yep.
I know that if you have seen or gone to other cities, I speak a lot to people from the Northeast, and those that have come out, they say, "Wow, this is it's growing, but it's well planned out."
That's one thing that I got to say, that and I used to work in construction, so everything has future plans. The roads, the underground sewage, the water, which is pretty awesome. We don't have to struggle a lot with traffic.
Well, I mean, it's a lot better than I can tell you, New York City and the surrounding areas, all the way up and down from Jersey, and you go all the way to Boston. Just the infrastructure, the logistics there, it's just outdated.
Yep.
And so those folks come out and visit, and they admire how things are being planned. Like the 303 highway was like 20 years in the making, if not more. So way in advance, and then no toll roads. Isn't that beautiful?
That's right. That's the beauty of our state. We have a beautiful infrastructure that keeps allowing for growth. And I think that's what we want to segue into, right? Angel, we want to talk about what's happening. Just a little update on our end for our team. We closed 14 transactions as of the end of January, which has been our best January in our history. And typically January is a very slow month. I mean, December is a slow month. So where I want to take from that is our market is actually changing in a good way.
Yeah.
We saw the bottom about 4 weeks ago, and I know we put here that we're going to see a market crash like 2008. Those were the headlines, Angel. I had a ton of clients say, "Juan, what's going on? Is the market really going to crash?" And I'm like, just like this, it just basically attracts. Sorry about that. It gets your attention, and I think that's what they want to do, because the media doesn't sell any good news, do they?
Yeah.
Right. So what they focus on is what's the negative, because as human beings, it is in our genes that we want to protect ourselves from danger. So the media, let's call clickbait. So they want to make sure that they grab your attention with the craziest headlines, even though in the content, it may not be as crazy as it was, just for them to get your attention.
Yeah.
However, that does cause fear, right, Angel? I mean, people do get afraid, and they're wondering, what's happening? Should I wait?
Yeah.
Should I get in? What do you think, Angel? Is it a good idea to wait?
I was speaking to a young man, 30-year-old man, electrician, and his wife has a good paying job. And he was doing electrical work, and conversations took place there. And I asked him, "So do you currently own?" He says, "Oh, no. They say there's going to be a crash." And I says, "Really? And how long have you been renting for?" 3 years.
Wow.
And he's got 3 kids. Okay. So I says, "Really? So who are you getting this information from?" He couldn't really say. He says, I just hear that there's a crash that's going to take place.
Right.
He says, you got to be careful what you base your decisions on, because I know some folks that have been waiting since 2015 for a crash to take place.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years, 2015 to 2023. And I told this young man, you're 30 years old. If you're not careful, when you're 40, you're still going to be waiting for that crash.
Yep.
Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but I base it on statistics. If you need a roof over your head for you and your family, in the case of this young man, your wife makes excellent income, you make excellent income, why not purchase a home? And it's a long-term investment. And I've said this time and time again, because, you'd be surprised. You would think that as many times as we talk about it, that everyone's going to know about it. And that's not the case, as I demonstrated with this young man. So I'm always eager to take the time and have these conversations to allow these individuals to kind of give it a lot more thought about home ownership. And ultimately, as we've always said, our goal is to help families create wealth through home ownership.
100%.
That's our ultimate goal. It brings great satisfaction to the Grimaldo Group and everyone involved in the group.
100%. So a lot of people, like I said, were thinking about how this market has changed. So as mortgage rates rose last year, activity in the housing market slowed down, right? And as a result, homes started to see fewer offers and stayed on the market longer. That meant that some owners decided to press the pause button. And we saw that towards, I say after July, when the rates just went to really high, to the point where they scared people. And then in October, they were really super high. So however, rates are beginning to come down and buyers are starting to re-enter the market. In fact, the latest data from the Mortgage Banker Association shows mortgage applications increased just last week by 7% to the week before. We experienced that, Angel, right?
Yes.
So I'm off on Friday. We do our date night with my wife. It wasn't like that. It's been crazy busy to the point that she was like, Juan, really? Are we on a date, or are we going to be taking phone calls all day long?
Well, that was the date.
Right. So, and then Saturday, she left to a little vacation. So Saturday, Sunday, I did appointments all day long. Sunday, I typically don't work. As I was on my second appointment on Sunday, a client calls, Juan, can I come to the office? I said, of course. Excuse me. What do you got? Well, my family members are here. They want to buy. So people are going back into the market, guys. And if you wait, you might be just basically facing what you were facing last year, where the prices kept going up. The rates, as they drop, the activity comes up because the buyers didn't go away, right, Angel?
No, they didn't.
What do you think?
No, there are buyers out there, just some are on idle mode, like at the ready, right? And then others are getting their finances in order, but they're out there and they're starting to get more active. So, the activity has taken place. So the mortgage rates, let's talk about mortgage rates, are now at their lowest level since September of 2022.
That's awesome.
And about a percentage point below the peak mortgage rate as from last fall. So you can see the results. There's more activity. It's ticking up. And if mortgage rates continue to go down, decrease, then you're going to see more activity. And what does that do? That increases
the value. So the supply and demand, guys, and what's happening is that the supply of homes has been dropping. We track it daily, and every single day there's less and less homes available. So Lawrence Young, who is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, says the upcoming months should see a return of buyers, as mortgage rates appear to have already peaked and have been coming down since November. So from this headline, what happens is we already saw the bottom here in Phoenix. We look at the data and the stats, and basically about 4 weeks ago, property values started to come up again, which, again, waiting for the right time. We can never, ever time the market.
Yeah.
The only way you realize that the market has dropped or increased is when you see either the tail or the bottom, right? And right now we saw the bottom, so we're coming up again. And like you said earlier, Angel, we don't have a crystal ball.
We do not.
Right? However, what the experts are saying, and besides the experts, I look at the numbers, because we are all emotional creatures, aren't we?
Yes.
Right? Sometimes we say our wives are, but we are more emotional than they are. Just kidding. We don't want to get in trouble.
but having said that, I was talking to a gentleman, a military officer, who arrived here, I think it was January of 21. and we were out there helping them home shop. We were showing them homes. Very, very, very well qualified financially, and was about to put an offer on a beautiful house. And then they got the cold feet because they were concerned about this, about that. You're going to come up with all kinds of reasons and not to move forward. But it breaks my heart because I spoke to him recently. They have been paying rent since March of 2021, and now they're leaving. They're going to go out of country on a new assignment. And so all this time that they've been paying rent for this period of 2 years,
Right.
it's done nothing for them when they could have purchased. They had the qualifications and they could have sold and
Make some money, take it with them. So let me just share something with you guys about that. So the Crawford Report, which is where we get the data for real estate, they are the authority when it comes to real estate. Michael Orr, he's at the ASU with the business school. So this is all they do, the numbers, right? So they give us the application for the sellers. And so the long-term appreciation from homes in the greater Phoenix area is as follows: January sales as to date. So if you bought in the last 2 years, you have about 25% appreciation. If you bought 3 years ago, you have 50% appreciation. If you bought 4 years ago, listen to this, Angel. So this is where you were talking about with this couple, right? They could have made big. So 4 years ago, you have 63% appreciation. And if you would have bought about 6 years ago, the appreciation is 86%.
wow,
That's incredible, right?
that is incredible. And in this case, this is a young family. It was a primary home.
Yep.
They would sell it now. They would be beyond the 2 year mark when they would leave. And as you think that everyone's going to know this, but not everyone does. You will not have to pay capital gains tax. And if you don't know what capital gains are, give us a call. We'd love to sit down and break down that definition to you. And so, isn't that beautiful? They could have left with a good chunk of money.
And that's why I say, when is the best time to buy? Always, right? I mean, if you stay in your home for 5 years, think about it this way too. When you're buying a property, you're buying a home. It is an investment in the long run. I know some other experts say that it isn't. Well, tell me if 86% is not better than what's the stock market doing right now?
Yeah.
Right. So I would encourage you guys to just dig a little deeper. If you watch the news, please don't look for people that do content when it comes to real estate or any other investment. They're experts in the matter. I mean, because again, we go to the media. What does the media do?
Yeah, well, it loves providing you a good scare.
Exactly. So if you're a seller, I mean, this is a good time. Right now, we're in a balanced market. And balanced markets mean little to no downward pressure on pricing. If interest rates rise, we could see a shift back to the buyer's market that puts pressure on pricing again. And you're going to go and spend. What was the craziest number you saw when you were submitting offers? Because you were super active.
On one particular house in Buckeye, it was like 53 offers.
And what did it go for above asking?
Crazy amount. I can't remember the exact amount.
50, 60,000 sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Even more.
And then no concessions whatsoever. Okay. And so completely different market. You have to be throwing money at the houses and hope that you can be the one getting
The winner. So message to buyers. And again, this is from one of the greatest here in town. His name is Russell Shaw. Even though Wendy says she took credit for this, but the message to the buyers is the buyer's market lasted for 4 weeks. This was November, December. Interest rates have now settled back to below historic numbers. In a balanced market, competition amongst buyers is minimal. I mean, for example, no bidding wars, right? Prices declined around 15% in 2022, providing a better buyer's better value. So don't get caught waiting for future price drops when the market numbers don't support that happening. As we mentioned above, the balanced markets mean little to no downward pressure on pricing. Also, interest rates are still subject to change. They go up fast and very, very slowly come down. Sometimes they don't come down to where you could have purchased. So take advantage of this amazing interest rate stability. I know the Fed's going to talk today. We don't know what they're going to say, but I think I kind of have an idea.
What do you think?
So they're not going to drop. They're not going to increase as much because they see that the inflation it's easing up, which they compared year over year, which as of right now we're dropping. So
Well, I mean, you mentioned emotional experience. I think most people, since the interest rates have remained somewhat idle,
Kind of
not
coasting.
these spikes as back in July.
Yep.
When you're going increasing it by 3 points, that's a big hike.
It's a huge
that.
hike, dude. It's like twice as much.
So, and people were pampered, spoiled, at least for 2 years. Everyone was like, "This is beautiful," right? And then all of a sudden, you slam the brakes.
Yep.
Well, everyone's like in shock, and then after the shock, you come down from that
Emotional spike.
emotional. But then we entered the holidays, and in every year, come November, December, things slow down. But I had told a few of my clients, get ready, January's rolling around.
Yep.
Okay. We have a listing that they were about to throw in the towel.
Yep.
And I says, I would suggest waiting until January before making that decision. And
100%.
as life would have it, thank God,
We got it.
come January, boom, an offer came in, and we're soon, God willing, going to close.
And patient is a big word, and I know I'm probably the least good example for that because I'm very impatient. However, if you are patient, this is the time to sell. If you were thinking about selling and getting a beautiful home, and if you are on the fence about selling because you want to wait for prices to go up so you can buy that other house, what's going to happen when you go to buy?
Yeah. Then you're going to be in that situation where you're going to compete with others.
Yep. And you're buying at the market of the moment. So you're going to sell at a good price right now, and you're going to buy a property for a good price, especially the higher prices. If you're looking to move up, you're going to be in a beautiful position because those are the ones that are taking a little longer to sell, which gives you an opportunity to get a great deal on your sale and also on the purchase. And then if rates drop, you can, what we were saying the other day, marry the house, date the rate.
Date the rate.
So what does that mean, Angel?
Well, I mean, you're going to get to, for example, if you buy a house today, all right, at today's price, today's are compressed so because the rates went up, but you're marrying the house, the price, you can live in this house forever. And if the rate, God forbid, you got a 6%, well, if and when they do drop, you're dating the interest rate. You can refi, potentially refi, and drop the rate with that amount that you have on your note.
Yep.
So now, if you get a low interest rate and you buy when the interest rates are low, well, your note is what you're buying it for increase because that's just the effect of rates go down, prices increase for the same property. Now, what's your alternative? You can continue to live in this house. You're going to have to wait for those rates to even drop more to potentially refi.
Right.
So that's kind of like the effect. Date the interest rate because you can remain in the house, keep the note that whatever you bought it for.
So let's say you bought the house for $300,000 and the property values in the next 6 months go up to $350,000. The rate, if it goes up or goes down, your difference in payment is going to be minimal compared to the $50,000 gain or loss that you're going to have if the property goes up another $50,000. Right. And you don't have to refinance that price. The price is set. Yep. So when you refinance down the road, your payment's going to drop. But again, and even if they don't drop, who cares? If they go up in value, you're going to be at a better position now that the prices drop quite a bit.
And the important thing is find a house when the market's like it is today. You have more houses to choose from.
You have options.
You have options, and therefore you can pick the house that you really feel comfortable with.
Yep.
Because I was out there in the battlefield in heyday, in frenzy.
It was
when
crazy.
I had clients saying, just whatever house we can find. And it's sad when you're buying a house and you're throwing $50,000 at it, hoping that it's you. It's like playing Russian roulette.
Right.
Well, not that you want to get shot. Right?
No. What kind of in your pocket? It's a big hit.
Right. So then they picked this house, and it's not probably in the ideal neighborhood they wanted to, but they have been dancing around. And now, okay, we got an offer accepted. Yeah, you got your offer accepted. And so you're getting into a house. Whereas today,
you can pick that out.
Pick and choose and get into this house that you can live in for, if not forever, at least for an extended period.
And the other thing is you can get concessions, Angel, because before it was, you had to throw money on top of the price. Yeah. So let's say a house was $400,000 or $500,000. And in order for you to get that house, you would have to go above $20,000, $30,000. And don't even think about asking for anything, not even a lollipop, because they won't give it to you. So just think about that right now. You're buying at a beautiful price. you can ask for concessions, which means that the seller can even buy your rate down.
Yeah.
So you can get at a rate similar to what they were when the market was beautiful, but people don't know that. And why do we do these kinds of videos? Of course, we're in the business, but we want to help you.
Yeah.
We want to help you win when you go out there to shop.
Correct.
In every which way. Buy a house, get a good rate, get a good deal, and get into a home.
Awesome. A lot of good info. Hopefully, clear as day, right? And that if you have any questions, concerns, or you want some further explanation, please feel free to reach out to the Grimaldo Group, where we love helping families create wealth through homeownership.
Amen. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Have a great day.